I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say,
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think.
So excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2i TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week at 7 p.m. GMT. Like T2i TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2i TV. We engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. And this is your regular host, always in a driving seat, taking you to your destination of success. It's been a wonderful week for me as usual. And my passion is to always come your way every time to bring you pertinent discussions that is meant to disturb, I always say to violently disturb your comfort zone. And that is to take you from that sofa and cause you to get to that level where you can achieve your goals in life. And that is what the Step Out with Oscar Bimpong is all about. We have got other programs that will be coming your way as well. And that is the Step Out Youth Impact Zone. That is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds. And also, we have got the Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their product and services. And we have also got the Step Out Authors Corner. This is where if you have written a book, come and share what the book is all about to the world. It means that we have got powerful programs that is meant to really steer you on a particular path that will lead to your success in life. Now, today I've got a powerful discussion and a powerful man. But before I go on to him, let me really let you know that this program is being sponsored by P&Q Personnel. P&Q Personnel is your best agency if you are seeking for a job as a healthcare assistant or a nurse in the United Kingdom. There is a number that is scrolling on the taskbar. If you really want to get to them, just send us WhatsApp. It's on WhatsApp only. Send us a message and we are going to connect you to P&Q Personnel. Now, this program is also sponsored by AL's Global Shipping and Logistics. ALS Global Shipping and Logistics is your trusted shipping agent for all your imports and exports. They are based in Accra, Ghana. If you really want to contact them, also the number scrolling on the screen, just contact us and we are going to connect them to you. Now, if you want to advertise on this show or any of our shows at a very affordable price as a small business, I mean a very affordable price as a small business, then this is the platform that you need. This platform is meant for small and medium enterprises that cannot go to mainstream media to advertise because it's very, very expensive. If that is the case, then contact us and we are going to give you a package. And let you also understand that we, as a business entity, as a platform, we are also going to be a consulting hub as a small business to help you to grow. So we are going to grow with you. So it's not that you are just going to advertise and just leave, but you are going to be part of this family where we are also going to help you to strategically position yourself in the marketplace and also to be relevant and also to have that competitive edge. So it's a whole package we have for you at a very affordable price that you can never get it anywhere. Now, let me go straight to business. Now, today is Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. And who do I have on the hot seat? I have known this man for some time. I have followed him on social media. The man is doing what I call, in my personal opinion, the unthinkable. He is here. After having a thorough discussion with him, I told him, what would you like to really come and impact on the young people of Africa or anybody that cares to know? And he said, one of the things that is on my heart is to come and talk about mindset change. And who is this person I'm talking about? He's the CEO of Doku Group, Gambia, and he is in the person of Gallo, Saidy.
Thank you very much, Oscar.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
How has your day been?
The day has been very busy, but productive, so that's good.
That's good. It's been very busy, but very productive. Right. So today, we are going to talk about mindset change for the ordinary African, the elites in our society, and our leaders. Now, this question I ask everybody: who is Gallo Saidy that I missed in my introduction?
Okay, thank you very much, Oscar. First, I would like to show my appreciation for having me here on the show. And like you said, it's an opportunity for us to share what we want to share to the outside world. Now, Gallo Saidy is a gentleman from the smiling coast of Africa, and that is the Gambia, one of the most beautiful places you can go to in West Africa. And Gallo came from a small village, and I should be actually looking after cattle today, but unfortunately, here I am sitting here pretending to be an engineer. So I came from very humble backgrounds. We grew up from poverty. We had our mom, our hero, I'll call it. We had nothing. We were struggling to go to school. We are struggling to get books. We are struggling to even survive. So that's my humble beginnings. In a society where it's very diverse, different cultures. So where I come from, you have Fulas, Mandinka, you have Wolof, Jolas, and we are all integrated in one. So It's a very humble beginning for me. And I owe it to my mom that I am here today, because without him, I don't think that I'll see the end of it. So thank you, Mom. So I grew up in Sukuta, small village in the Gambia. It's a nice place. Went to school in Sukuta Primary, and from there I went to high school. And I was just one of those students who nearly dropped out of school.
Wow.
And but God doing his own thing, I happened to still get through high school. And from there I went to the UK, did my first degree in civil engineering, and did very well. At high school, you'll be surprised, I was not actually a science student.
Wow.
I did commerce. I was studying things like economics, business, commerce, government. So to go to the UK and study civil engineering was a challenge nobody thought I could have surmounted. Now, I did my degree in Leeds in the UK. When I finished, I worked for some time in the UK. But me being me, I wanted to go back home. I wanted to really go back and give back to my people. So I left my job and came back to the Gambia. So I worked in the Gambia for some time. Then I left for Holland. It's the Netherlands where I went to do my master's in sanitary engineering. Again, been in Holland for about 2 to 3 years. I came back home to the Gambia, worked again for some time. Then I decided that it's time to go and venture in the world. So I ended up in New Zealand with my family. So I was in New Zealand for close to about 17 years. And then I decided that it's time to go home.
Wow.
And the reasoning why I left everything that I left behind. I have my family there right now. They are stuck in there thanks to COVID-19. So I left New Zealand because I wanted to again come back home and make my country a better country, not the shithole that Donald Trump called it. So that's why I am home today. I left the living I have, the job that I had, just come back home and give back. And that's my main objective, why I am in the Gambia today. And to create that platform for me to be able to channel that give back, we created a company called Doku. And surprisingly, Doku is a Mandinka language, means work, to work.
Wow.
And that's what Doku means. And I am Fuller, so you can see diversity, right? Fuller, yes. Naming a company in another language, so it shows that the culture here is very rich. It is very tolerant. So that's me. That's Gallo Saidy. I came from very humble beginnings, and today some people think I'm rich. Maybe rich in their own definition of rich. But I think I'm still a very humble man trying to still get to where I want to get to. I'm not yet there, but I think I am heading in the right direction.
Wow. That is an elaborate who Gallo Saidy is. And let me go straight to business. You were doing exceptionally well in Holland. You were doing exceptionally well in New Zealand. I read your profile. I'm like, this profile is like a book. I think you should write something about yourself or your autobiography, because your profile is worth reading for the young people. But I realized that why do you have to leave all this success behind, especially in New Zealand, where you were doing exceptionally well, to come back to Africa?
So like I said in my intro, for me, life is not all about me. It's not all about itself. If you want to live a worthwhile life, it has to be about also others. So I came from very humble beginnings, and I am what I am today because of others. So I thought, okay, yes, I am doing well in New Zealand. I'm comfortable. I have a very stable job, but I think I can do more for my people back home. That's where I am needed. And that's one of the drivers why I came back to the Gambia. I thought that I'm going to be that big hero. I'm going to build Africa to make it a shiny whole. That's why I'm here today.
Wow, that sounds very interesting. Why, upon all the topics that we should have treated, why did you choose to really go in for mindset change for the ordinary African, the elites in our society, and our leaders? Why mindset change?
Okay, I thought I chose mindset change because I thought it's a necessity and a discourse on point that we as Africans, we need to have. If you look at what's happening in Africa, if you look at the brain drain that's happening in Africa, and if you look at how many youths are trying to cross this Mediterranean to try to go to look for greener pastures, which in reality is not a reality out there. And all is because of the way we think about what is out there, is the perception we have in our heads as Africans. I have the strong belief that Africa is a continent where we can stay in Africa, we achieve whatever we want to achieve in Africa, and we achieve it whilst we are still happy. The materialistic mindset that you have to own a big car, you have to have a big house, you have to get up and go into a big supermarket, everything is in there. That mindset doesn't mean that people out there are happy. So it's how you feel inside that matters. So for me in Africa here, you go out, you meet communities that have very, very little, but you look at their faces, you look at the children playing, they are laughing, they're happy. So I thought that is something we need to cherish as Africans. We do not have to look out to the outside world, the culture out there, to try to mimic it or to try to achieve that to give us the comfort we want. Our cultures are rich. We have a community, family is rich. So there you can get the happiness you want. So that's why I think for people like myself who've been out there, had a very good reason to stay there, but still come back into my home country, the Gambia, and try to make a change. And it's all about the mindset. So instead of young people leaving Africa, going out to try to fend, to make ends meet, the opportunities are here in Africa. This is where you can start. But governments need to create that platform and the pathways for the youth to be able to do that. So that's why I chose this topic today, that is the way we think, is not the reality that is out there. So if we think in Africa here that we can do it, then yes, we can do it. If we think we are not good enough to do it here in Africa, then we cannot do it here in Africa. So that's the reasoning of choosing the mindset. Okay.
Wow. Once you were speaking, there was so much that was going through my head. And I was thinking, like, somebody might be saying, I finished university for 5 years, I still don't have a job. So what can you tell me that there are opportunities in Africa?
So if you finish university, you don't have a job. I think you need to think outside the box. You don't have to look for a white-collar job. If you look at where I come from here, most of the boys that have finished school and are sitting without work. But if you look back, you look at their parents, you look at the moms, they're in the gardens, right? They are making ends meet, cultivating, making use of the farmlands, growing trees, selling in the market. So people need to think outside the box, that you either have to have a white-collar job or you have to go to Europe to be able to make ends meet. No. If you finish high school or you finish university, you don't have it. You think you don't have a job, things outside the box. Try to go and do something. Get up every morning and say, I'm going to do something. You will find something to do. In Africa here, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of land we can work on. If you when I came into the Gambia here, you have a lot of people here that are not working because they want to go outside into the West, whilst people are coming here into the Gambia to look for work, and they are getting work to do. So it's just still about the mindset.
Wow.
So the youth, they don't want to do here at home. They go outside, the very jobs they do out there, or even worse. So it's just people need to think outside the box, that the opportunities are just next door. Yeah.
They are just next door. They are surrounding us, but it looks like we are looking elsewhere for the opportunities. And I always tell people that, look, I have lived in the UK close to 2 decades. And as you were talking about happiness within, a lot of people are living abroad, but they are not happy. But as you said, somebody on the streets of Africa or the streets of Gambia or Ghana who has absolutely nothing, but you can see the genuine smile on their faces and the way they are happy, it just amazes me. Now, let me ask you this question. Now, I have got a problem, and the problem, I probably think you can help me. The young people or people in Africa, they think our leaders must change, but they are not ready to change. Now, let me give you a typical example. That somebody sitting in that government job or government work or sitting in that government institution goes to work late, he's taking bribe, and he thinks that is okay. But the politicians should rather stop their corruption, but they think theirs is on a small scale, so they should continue. And this is like endemic in most African countries. How can we really work on this to really change the mindset of the people, that whether it's on small scale or on a higher scale, it still affects us in one way or the other?
I think, again, if something is wrong, it's just wrong. If whether it's a small bribe or a big bribe, it's still a bribe. It's just the scale. So whether it's the small man sitting in the office taking a bribe, or whether it's the big politician, selling his community for his personal gain at a bigger scale, it's still all wrong. And that's where it starts. So if you start small and you go big, so it has to be looked at, and African leaders need to realize that if they stop thinking about themselves and start thinking about their communities, the people that put them there, and they try to look at this infrastructure, the structures that they have, and try to inculcate in the minds of the people that work in there that it's not about you, it's about the people that you serve. It will make a big change, because currently it's like a competition. Everybody wants to have a big house, a big car. You and your salary, you cannot afford that. But then that is what people look up to. If you have a big car, you have a big house, that's what they look up to. So it encourages people to start stealing from the communities. So I think to stop it, the leaders need to change their self-centered interest and make it for the common good. That way, it will filter down, and we can have a better community and a better Africa as a whole. That's what I always say, that if you are not part of the solution, then you are part of the problem. And that is what a lot of people, they need to understand, that look, for us to really get there as a continent, it has to be hands-on from each and every one of us. Now, there is a lot of problems in Africa. Do you think our mindset is oriented to solve those problems? Or do you think we are just oriented to talk about the problems and we leave it? Now, let me give you a typical example. I like giving an example because I'm a Ghanaian and I know the Ghanaian community and the Ghanaian system. Now, in Ghana now, there is raining season, right? And every time there is raining season, Accra gets flooded. Now, this is what radio stations and TV stations does. They will just do commentary on it throughout the whole rainy season about people that died,
people that got hurt, houses and properties that got lost, and we'll be waiting for 2021 for the same discussion. Do you think our mindset is really geared to solving problems?
Okay, I think the story you just shared, it's
I think if you can really talk a little bit louder, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, the story you just shared is a common story. There will be a problem that is everybody knows it's a problem, and they'll only talk about it when it is there, and when it's covered, everybody forgets about it, and it comes back again. So I think in Africa, what we need to realize is we need to develop our infrastructure, both social and physical. We need to develop ourselves too, to be able to create an environment that will enable our generations to come to have a good platform to make Africa what it should be, to make Africa the place that everybody wants to go to, not a place where everybody wants to go out from. And the only way to do that is to empower the young ones that are coming up. Because in our societies, we tend to keep people like myself in positions for too long. And there is this fear that, oh, if that guy goes today, everything will collapse. But no, you need to allow the young ones to come up, give them good position, empower them, and guide them. That way, they will see that this is their time and they need to work for the future. For us, we are going to phase out very soon, but we need to create that mindset and allow the young ones to come up and give them the platform to take over their lives and build for generations to come. So for now, I do not believe that we as Africans, we are ready, because most of our brains are out. If you go into Africa, you go out today, most of the intelligent people, you still have some in Africa, but most of them are out. So people need to come back home and give back and mentor, empower the youths, show them that it is possible to make it here. You know, if you look at me, for example, I am here without my family. I cook for myself, I wash, I do all that stuff. And they think still that I am rich. But I am doing things that they would still not want to do. And still I go to work on time. They come maybe late, but I am there on time. So it's the example. When you work with people, the way they see you behaving, maybe they learn from that. And that's the only way we can change the mindset of our young people so that they think positively and build Africa going forward.
I think you touched on brain drain, and I think brain drain is something that, to be honest, it has created a hole on the continent. And for us to bridge the gap, that is where some of us that are living in diaspora needs to go back and really give back to the continent in terms of our experiences, in terms of our education, in terms of the things that we have, the skill set that we have, in terms of investing in the economy. And I think that was a very solid point that you made, that all the best brains, almost all the best brains have left the country. And I'm a victim of it. That is why I've started going to Ghana every year. Last year, I spent 8 months in Ghana. This year, I spent 3 months. And because of COVID-19, I had to come back, because I believe that I want to be part of that history, that we say, look, Oscar Bimpong and Gallo Saidy, once upon a time, where these were the people living in diaspora, but really took that decision to build the Africa that we have. Now, do you think the young people in Africa, in the Gambia, in Ghana, do you think we are really creating a particular path that they are going to think differently from us? Do you think that platform is there?
I don't think the platform is there yet. because the leaders that we have today in Africa, I think, are still sleeping. If you look at the opportunities that are at their fingertips, this is our leaders. If you look at the resources that we have in Africa, the market that the Africans can create between themselves, make Africa what it should be. The job opportunities that they can create for the young ones coming up. Our leaders are not thinking like that. They are thinking only about themselves. And because Africa is so divided, if you want to do everything and create all these borders, all these barriers, all these hurdles, it makes trade between Africans very difficult. And then you want to make trade with the West, it's even more difficult. So if you open up Africa, the opportunities, the markets, you will create opportunities for the young people. Our young ones will come and they will have jobs that they can do. So I think we are not yet there because our leaders are not thinking like that. Our previous leaders talking about having Africa as one, the United States of Africa. The dream was a good dream, but I do not believe that our leaders of today still have that foresight. There are some good leaders who are talking the talk. There are some leaders who are trying to influence other leaders to do the same, but there are other forces that is stopping them. And unless African leaders realize that the forces that are stopping that, which is the outside forces, who will come in and put all these economic barriers so that you don't achieve that united Africa, is because when Africa is united, it becomes the most powerful continent in the world. So, but now I honestly believe that our leaders are sleeping.
Our leaders are sleeping, and I think we need to wake them up. And I think time, do we have time on our side?
I think even if you look at what's happening in this world today, the world is a very small world now. It's a village. The global world is now a small village. But if you look at the dynamics, the forces that is happening today and people are experiencing, you look at America, the change that has been pursued there against Black people. You look at what's happening in Libya. You know, it's time now. It's about time that Africans realize that unless they build their homes, nobody is going to come and build it for them. Nobody is interested in that. They need to build their own homes, and that is to build Africa. We are not yet there, but in terms of whether the time is now, I think the time should have been yesterday. And with the technology today at people's fingertips, with information at the fingertips, with the young dynamic ones coming up, very, very intelligent young ones, I think it's time now to make that drive for people to understand that we have to build our houses to be able to be sheltered from the rains. If we don't do that, we'll get wet. And now is the time, if not late.
I'm enjoying this conversation. Trust me, man. You see, when I keep quiet, it means that I'm really enjoying the conversation because you are just hitting the nail right on the head. Now, how can we change the attitude of the young people of Africa? I've done training and development for corporations in the UK, in Ghana, and I've realized that business owners, one of their biggest challenge is the attitude of the young man of the 21st century. Coming to work late, attitude towards work, giving them work and you have to supervise instead of them having the freedom to do the work. Because if you don't supervise, if you take your eyes off what they are doing, they will come back with mistakes that is going to cost you. How can we change the attitude of the young people of Africa?
think if we want to change the attitude of young people for the better, we need to look at the institutions that we have in place, because these young ones, they do not just come in a vacuum. You know, they grew up in a society or in a small community. The institutions that we have, they've gone to school in the institutions that are there. So their behaviors today actually mimics what they learn from those institutions. So I think that is a starting point. Africa need to look at what actually do we need for Africa. Do we need a lot of lawyers or economists or IT people or civil engineers? Look at the need and make sure that the institution, especially the educational institutions, that they have quality. We provide those institutions with quality so that when those young ones go through those institutions, they come out really seasoned and ready to go for it. So I think that is a starting point. The other area is from the family. So we as Africans, we know what we know is family. You know, our behaviors, how we behave, you know, what we should do, what we should say, what we should not say. It starts from home. So I think as parents also we have to look at our kids and drive that culture in their minds before they grow up. That look, having to depend on others is not sustainable. You have to fend for yourself. And hopefully that will provide the change that we need for our young ones to come up and positively drive Africa forward.
So I think is the educational institution bit really got me like thinking like what do we really need to change in our educational system? And you made mention of they should identify the needs, isn't it? That is, if it is IT that is needed, if it's engineering, they should be able to identify it. But aside that, our curriculum, is there anything we have to add to it?
I think not being an academic if you look at the curriculums that we went through compared to what they have today, I get lost in it. If I look at what they are studying, I find it difficult to even understand it. But what we need in Africa today is doers, right? Doers. People, carpenters, good mechanics, good technicians. You know, so we have to have good polytechnics, you know, provide the training. You know, government should invest in the young ones. You know, instead of investing in millions building mansions that they don't look after. Because in Africa here, that's very common, you know. They spend millions into an infrastructure and they think the infrastructure is going to look after itself. They abandon it. Let's invest in people. Let's look at the curriculums and tailor it to give us the skills that we need to build infrastructure in Africa.
Yes, I think I've got some comments here. I think I've got Akosia Ohenewa saying, brilliant. Well done, Mr. Gallo. It's all about giving back to the community. Who much is given, much is expected. I think people are already falling in love with you already because you are really, really making an impact. And I think, let me read more questions, more comments here as well. So Lamin says, good job, bro. Keep it up. And I also have one here. Kweku Sinti Mensa says, Gallo Saidy, good to see you finally, say. Yes, so I think we really making progress, and trust me, I'm really enjoying this conversation. Now I want us to move to the next step of our conversation, and that is because you have talked about the ordinary African Now the elites, that is those that are doing exceptionally well in Africa. Now, do you think they are out of touch with their communities and the people that they really live with? Do you think they are out of touch for them to even know what is going on? Because I believe the elites, they have got voice more than the ordinary African. The rich man in Ghana, the rich man in Gambia, when he coughs, sometimes the government listens. But are they in tune with their community? Are they in touch with their community?
I think I would not probably like to generalize here, because there are good elites out there who are out there trying to make a difference in the life of the people and the communities that they live in. But generally, I think they are definitely out of touch. Because it doesn't matter whether you have a big, comfortable car and a big, nice house. You are living comfortable, and your next door neighbor is hungry. Does that matter to you? And that's very common. You see, you have very rich people, very, very rich people, and they'll still want more, still try to milk the poor, and not even think that it's wrong. So it all comes down to that community mindset. Do we go back to the culture that we know? That is family culture. You know, you have to look after each other, neighborliness. You know, if we have that mindset to look after each other, I believe that the elites, yes, you cannot have everybody can't be rich, everybody can't be poor. You'll still have some who are better off than others. But then it is what binds us together is the empathy. And that is, we can only get that if we can feel for each other. And it starts from the family, the root, from the family. So if our children, we teach them what is right, what is wrong, how to empathize with people. I'm hoping that the elites who come out of that generation would be able to look after everybody else. But for today, some of our elites are very self-centered, and I've seen them. You know, they have their own mansions and they still want more. You know, at the end of the day, they can only sleep on one bed at a time. Even if they have 10 beds, they can sleep on one. They can only drive one car at a time. They'll eat their big food, and the poor man will eat his whatever they get. They'll meet in town. Who knows who is who? So it doesn't matter how much you have. What matters is what can you do for your community? What you give back. If you are rich, you have money, think about your neighbor. That's all I can add to this.
Yes, you can only sleep on one bed. You can only drive one car at a time. Even in your house, there's only one corner you can stay at any given time. And I think this is the kind of mindset change that we need to drive. Now, I believe that there should be more mentors in the continent of Africa, on the continent of Africa. But the elites should be the driving force of this mentorship, because if they have what they have experienced and what they have gone through, they will be in a better position to tell the young people that, look, I made these mistakes. If you want to take this route, you don't have to repeat these mistakes, because this is how it works. Do you think they are serving as mentors for these young people?
I think the elite, some are serving as mentors, but I believe most of them still have most of them are not doing the right thing. I think the young ones who are out there wanting to go out into the world to make a difference, they need guidance. So the elite who have gone through and have succeeded in life need to look out there and mentor the young ones and help them, guide them. And the more we can do that, the many of us who can do that, the better our communities are going to be. Today you are rich, tomorrow you don't know whether your child will actually be homeless. maybe the guy you are mentoring today is going to look after your child or your grandchild. So the elites today, Africa is where it is because the disparity between the rich and the poor is very high. And most of the rich people, they still want more, and they are not creating the opportunities for the less able. The people who are less off are not being thought of. So I think we need to change that mindset. You know, the more people if you can impact even the lives of a few people, it will make a big impact on the community going forward. Yeah.
Wow. Because the reason why I asked that question was, do they even invest in Africa? Do they create that jobs for the young people? And if that is not the case, then how can they really play that role? Because some people have got too much money that they can create jobs. Or is the system is not favorable for them to create the jobs? Because of probably if you have got your business is too big, you find it difficult to monitor, because in Africa people are not in quotes, not a lot of people are not honest in the way as well. Is that a barrier to them investing on the continent?
I think from the beginning, what we said in Africa, the structures and the enablers for investment for people, the elites in Africa, I think it's not there. Because if you have unstable environments, people who want to invest will be scared to invest. You know, how can you have a leader who wants to lead forever? Yeah. So the environment itself need to be stable, need to encourage people to have faith that if I invest in this environment, I will be able to sustain it, and I will be able to get the benefits out of my investment. But in most African countries that I know today, do not create that environment. So people tend to look outside to say, okay, where else can I invest? Which is a bit sad in a sense that if you invest it back where you are, you create opportunities for others. When you invest it outside, you are not helping your country. But our governments, our leaders need to provide the environment to encourage people to invest home. I think that is a necessity. And unless our leaders realize that, this problem of people investing outside their countries will always be there, because they think there is stability there, and there's not stability where they are. I think that's the driver.
Wow. I think I've got a comment here. Peter Animal says mentoring people is an issue in Africa. We tend to want to have people feed beneath our feet instead of us coming together. We want to live a life of kings and servants. We got to change that mindset. Do you agree with him?
Totally. I think I agree totally. So put it this way: in Africa, if you are in a position, a big position, right, you tend to look down on other people. Yeah, is this servant that I have a servant, you know, that need to look after me? But that attitude need to change, because as human beings, we are all equal, right? We have the blessing to be better off than others, but it doesn't make us better off than them. We are all human beings. So we have to have a level playing field. And for me, that is what I like about New Zealand, right? So in New Zealand, you'll be very surprised. It's one country that I've been to and I have not felt that, you know, I am not equal. Yeah. So even your boss, whatever I want to do now, he'll come and help and we'll do it together. So the gentleman or the lady who commented there is absolutely right. We are all human beings. If you want to mentor somebody, it's not about he is down there, I am up here. It's about transferring the skills and the wisdoms that you have to empower them to also supersede, come to be like you or even better. So if that has to be there, the servant attitude thing need to change. We are all the same.
I also totally agree with him, Peter Inimil. That was a very powerful comment that you made over there. Then I think I've got Tala Joby. I hope I've got your name right. He says great program. And Fatal Saidy, I don't know whether he's a family member. He says our leaders need to be open-minded in welcoming fresh ideas from the youth. I totally agree, because trust me, the young people, they have got great ideas. They have got great ideas, isn't it?
I totally agree. Fatu Saidy, probably my daughter, or we have a lot of Fatus in the Gambia, you know. They spoke to me that Dad, you need to listen to me too, you know. No, I mean, she's right. We don't know all. Today we are in our mid-50s. Yeah, the young ones that are coming, they have very good ideas, and they have the potential to actually make a difference in Africa. So we the elite today need to make sure that we have an open mind. We need to allow people to express themselves. We need to allow people to make the mistakes and learn from those mistakes, so that they can also prosper going forward and develop resilience and strength as they develop their lives. But if you shut people down, if you think you are better off or you know better, what happens is they will not grow. And the world would still be where it is. So we have to allow innovation. We have to allow the young ones to come up with good ideas. There's no idea that is silly. You know, every idea is welcomed, and people to develop on those ideas, help them, encourage them, and make life a better life for them going forward.
We are about to wrap up, but I want you to briefly tell me about this. What is the typical mindset of an African leader that needs to change?
That's a good question. If I have to say, I would say it is greed. I'll use that word, greed.
Interesting.
The typical mindset of our leaders, and some are good leaders, but most of them have this stamp on their head: I am greedy, you know, and they will milk even the old cow, right?
Wow.
So this thing about wanting more and wanting to build empires, wanting to be the king, we need to put that out of our head, because every human being, you are nothing without people. If you are living alone in the world today, what a miserable world it would be. So if you are in a position that you are a leader, you have to try to make sure that the people that you are leading, you give them the respect they deserve, give them the opportunities they need to have, so that it could be a better world. But stealing from them, making your own life better, is something that we need to put aside, because one day will come, somebody will be looking after you anyway. So we need to think like that. Yeah.
Do you ever think we can win the battle of this mindset change one day?
I think Africa one day will do, but it will have to start today. For me and my generation, probably we will not be able to win the battle, but we do have the opportunity to create the platform for the next generation to actually come up and be ready to really win that battle. That's what I think where we are today.
What does the future hold for Africa? The whole continent. What does the future hold?
I think Africa is a beautiful continent. Just the rich culture, you know, the community, the family. We should not lose those cultures. You know, we have to keep those bonds. You know, like I have my mom here. You know, you wake up in the morning, you're looking forward to seeing your mom. You know, those family ties, those are things that we need to nurture and keep. And Africa would be an Africa, in my mind, that is going to be a place where everybody wants to go to because it's rich. Africa is rich environmentally, socially, culturally. Africa is just rich. We just need to get up and make Africa what it needs to be and stop thinking that the West is better. It's not. You know, Africa is the place to be. So the future is very bright, and the young ones that are coming up, if given the opportunity, will be able to make Africa what it should be. And Africa should actually be one. The barriers that we have between us, all these boundaries, the market barriers, we need to try and look at them and ease them up so that trade and travel between African countries is easy. That way we create better opportunities within Africa. But unless we do that, we make life just difficult for the future.
It has been really an interesting question, but before I really close up, let me read some comments here. I've got Charm Karanta. He says, I hope I've got your name right. Great program and talking sense, but sad that politicians are our failures. Instead of thinking of them, but they think, instead of thinking of like, I think he said there, but probably thinking of the whole continent, they think of themselves. That is a very good point. I've got another one too here. Fatal Saidy says African leaders need to be servant leaders and not dictators. Comment on that one briefly, because are they really servant leaders?
I think she's very right there. African leaders, being a servant leader is actually working with the people. You know, you are there to serve. You know, you are not there to take away from people and steal from them, but you are there to serve them. So she's right. Being a servant leader is a good thing. But I do not believe that most African leaders are even close to that. Most of them are dictatorial and very self-centered. And this is just me. African leaders need to think again and say, look, you know, how many dictators have come? Where did they end up? So look after your people. You know, they put you there to look after them. So have their interests and look after them and serve them.
Yeah. Hadara Carrara says, keep inspiring, brother Gallo. Saidy, you are a patriot, hardworking, and very humble. Stay blessed. Change of mindset is first for Africa to move forward. But when I see your likes, I have hope and I get energized. And that is really powerful. Yes. And that was a powerful comment. Yes. I've got another one here. Let me quickly read that as well. And that is from Rigby Mordecai. I don't know whether it's a man or a lady, but is it always trying to get people move up in life with ideas? Great guy, Mr. Saidy. Now, Mr. Saidy, it's been wonderful having you on the Step Out with Oscar Bimpong TV show. And we are always here every Saturday. We are here every Tuesday. We are here every Thursday. We're working to bring out more programs on different days as well. Next Tuesday, I've got a powerful woman that is going to talk about the foundation that young people need to build before they even start everything in life. So it's going to be a foundational moment. And I think if you are from the Gambia watching us for the first time, all you need to do is to like the T2i TV page. We want to change the continent with powerful discussions like what we have had today with Mr. Gallo, Saidy in the hot seat, really driving change on the continent. We want to create an inspirational hub, because this is for me. Africa, our media settings is full of politics, is full of entertainment, is full of sports, but lack knowledge when it comes to giving out to the young people. And this is where this platform wants to sit. We want to sit on the side of education, that is educating the young people of Africa and anybody that cares to learn. But what can you do to help this platform to grow? Your token of support is to go on the T2i TV page and just like it, so that when we have got any discussion, you are going to have an alert and be part of that discussion. Also, if you go to YouTube, you can look for T2i TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We don't want this platform to be a Ghanaian platform. We don't want this platform to be a Gambian platform. We don't want this platform to be a Nigerian platform. We want this platform to be an African platform. That is that platform that has stood on the side of educating the people of Africa. And I think we can do this together. So if you are watching us today, and I know today we've got a lot of fans, T2i TV have got a lot of fans from the Gambia via Mr. Gallo watching us, and we want you to go and like our page and spread this word. Share this to other groups, share this to other pages, and let us build a solid platform that is going to help the African continent to grow and for all of us to succeed against all odds. Now, before I go, let me read some few comments quickly. Fatal Saidy said, good job, T2i TV. Thank you very much for your kind words. And she also says, thanks for your wonderful show and enlightenment. Thank you very much. Robert Roach says, excellent show. Well done. And Hadara Carrara says, great show. And Amadou Ba says, interesting discussion. I hope more of this kind of discussion will prevail. As for Gallo Saidy, we are very proud of you. Keep it up. Wow. Then we have got Tanya Dore says, thank you, Oscar. Great show. Thank you very much. I'm humbled. And Fatal said it's a wonderful show, Mr. Bimpong. Now, Mr. Gallo Saidy, I could see that you are really making an impact based on the comments that I've heard here. And what I want to tell you is that you need to continue to do what you are doing. It's a very difficult terrain, but I always say that if you are not part of the solution, then obviously you are part of the problem. But you have decided to be part of the solution. And I think for all of us, whatever we can do to support you, whatever platform we can give you for you to drive that change, we are ready to help in our own small way. Now, before I go, I want to ask you, what is your last word to everyone?
My last word today is to, first, I would like to thank you, Oscar, for giving me the opportunity to share my humble thoughts here on the show. And it's a privilege, I guess. And my last word is to say that I love my mom. I love you all out there. I know times are not the same at the moment, given COVID-19, the terror in town. What I would like to say is, as Africans, we need to please look at how we're going to empower the young ones so that they can come and instill the change that we need our grandchildren to come up and enjoy. So on that note, thank you everybody for watching. And Oscar, thank you very much for your time. I know we'll have a lot of chat from here on.
Exactly. And I really enjoyed every bit of this show. And as I said, this is what we want to bring to our people, the African people. This is an educational hub where we are going to drive discussions that I say is going to disturb your comfort zone for you to get out there and pursue whatever vision you want to pursue. Now, before I go, I want to say that this program is being sponsored by P&Q Personnel, based in Northampton, UK. There is an agency that really employs healthcare assistants and nurses in the UK. So if you are looking for a job as a healthcare assistant or as a nurse, contact the number scrolling on your screen, and we are going to connect you to P&Q personnel. Also, this program is being sponsored by ALS Global Shipping and Logistics. That is your trusted shipping agent for all your imports and exports, based in Ghana, Accra. Also, if you want to contact them, there is a number on the screen. It's only a WhatsApp number. Send us a message and we are going to connect them to you. It's been a wonderful time with Mr. Gallo Saidy. He is the CEO of Doku Group and a man that is driving change via engineering and shaping minds on the continent of Africa. Once again, thank you very much for your time, and God richly bless you.
Thank you very much, Oscar, and have a very good day.
You too. And everybody that took your time to really watch us, God richly bless you. And we are going to meet Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. GMT, and in the UK, 8 p.m. We are going to have a powerful discussion on how we can build a solid foundation for our young people in Africa with a lady named Maureen Karu. Don't change the dial on Tuesday. Stay blessed and see you. I always say it's possible if only you believe. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2i TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week at 7 p.m. GMT. Like T2i TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2i TV. We engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say